What about Debo?
Debo wants me to switch it because she did a class just. She has a class just on that time. During that time, she has something else she does. She gives a class.
Oh.
Hi, everybody. Today we are finally finishing chapter 18. We're going to review. It's a very hard chapter. Rabbi Shestab, who wrote the map of the Tanya, he was able to take and really separate it and make it into a map. He said the only reason he created that map is when he got to chapter 18, he got so lost that he had to take a step back and create a map to see where the Alter Rebbe was bringing us to. And that's where he separated the chapters and everything, and it just makes things a bit more clear. So it is a very complicated class. It took me a long time to really grasp it. And I hope that with this, these questions, it's going to help us understand it better. So before I start, I just want to share something that happened to me yesterday. I had a conversation with someone, and we were talking about this person, how I was actually talking about that person, how amazing it is, you know, what that person did and everything. And the opinion of the other person was completely opposite to the same person, you know, and no, you don't really know, you know, the person's really like this. And I listened to them. And normally when I'm really on a high of someone and I hear something negative, suddenly you lose all that excitement, right? But here I was able to listen and actually be more impressed by that person and understand. I really think that Tanya helped me, you know, like as much as you guys think I'm religious and I know everything, you don't. And I question all the time, and you need to learn. It's something you constantly need to learn. And Tanya really helped me see that as much as there's bad to a person, you know, addictions, whatever, you know, those big words that people love to say, you know, manipulative and this, there is a very, very good side, and it's to everyone. Everyone has that good side. And by understanding that everyone has that struggle, that evil within them and that good within them, but essentially that everyone is essentially good, it gives you a different view. Yes, this is what this person is struggling with, but essentially every person is good. What do you want to connect to? What do you want to bring out? When you meet a person, you have the power to bring out their good or their bad. What do you want to focus on? Do you want to focus on what they're struggling with? Or do you want to focus on their good that they have within them? And it was just something that like came out that I didn't always have. Like for me, it was like either you're good or you're bad. You can't be both, you know? And that I think by really understanding the Tanya, you realize that the bad is really, it's kind of an illusion. It's there, it's strong because people are affected by it, but it's not really who the person is. So I just wanted to introduce that. And I wanted to ask you guys, how do you feel that the Tanya changed your vision when you see, you know, when you see people or when you just deal with life? Do you feel like it affected you in any way?
Chérie, Marie et moi, je crois qu'on a la même opinion sans le dire.
Oui.
Oui, hein?
C'est quoi?
Tell me, because I'm not sure.
That there are bad people out there. They're just bad.
Difficult people.
Ouais. Comme, je suis pas d'accord avec ce que tu dis, mais je comprends ton point de vue que c'est à nous de voir en eux que le bon. Mais il y a des gens qui ont plus le bon, ils ont tué le bon en eux.
So there's people that it's not true. First of all, everyone has good inside of them. Unfortunately, some people we learn Rasha Veralo, that a person really disconnected to the point where he doesn't even feel the good anymore. So Tanya does teaches us that I believe that.
Yeah.
But I'm not talking about the extreme. There are, but even the extreme, I think it's very, very hard to find really, really bad people. I really believe that people struggle with it and are stuck with it. I don't know if I'm going to talk about non-Jews. I'm talking about Jewish people. Non-Jews is a different category, but even essentially non-Jews represent, they mirror Jewish people. So if we're focusing on our negative, it's going to bring out the negative in the non-Jews. So automatic. Like either way, we're all connected in some way.
My thoughts. Huh?
But I'm talking about. I'm going to talk about the Tanya focuses on the Jewish people, and I think it's funny because yesterday I'm going a little bit off topic. I really want to go back soon, but yesterday I listened to a talk by someone. Sent me a TEDx of this person, and he was a religious Jew who when he was young he left yeshiva. He was born into a religious family, left yeshiva, went into a band, like a rock band, and was traveling for a few years until he decided to leave and went to Jerusalem where his family had moved from LA, and went back into yeshiva and did tshuva, and now he wrote a book that apparently is super famous about being positive. That essentially, and he says it. I don't think he's Chabad. I think he's a rabbi. I don't know what he is, but he's I'll send you the TEDx. But he says that everyone is essential. That our life is all about the perspective we see. If we see people as essentially good, and we see every situation as essentially good, that's how our life is going to roll. And then he was saying, come on, he was in certain situation, like the first time he started his band, he was, I think, once at a coffee shop, and someone's like, oh, there's the Grammys. He lives in LA. I'll give you, pay me $400 and you'll come to an after Grammys party to play. And he comes, and he was scammed. It's not an after, but he decided to stay. He comes to like somebody's house, and his band just wanted to leave, but he's like, no, we came. I'm not losing my $400. We're going to stay here. So they set up as if there's going to be a party. And in walks like three distinguished people with Grammy passes who were at the Grammys, and they were also, I guess, scammed to come there. They paid money, and they come, and they met them, and they ended up being people who have like studios, and like they signed. They were producers. I couldn't find the word. Thank you. Yeah. And they ended up signing him. So he said, it could have been a bad situation. We left, and we're, if they would have left right away. But instead, he decided to what? I'm here. Nothing happens by chance. It's not for no reason that I ended up here. So it's kind of what I'm. It's not different.
Tu peux trouver du bon dans chaque situation. Ça, c'est clair.
Mais même dans les personnes.
Il y a des personnes qui sont mauvaises. C'est comme ça. Ils ont tellement souffert dans leur vie qu'il n'y a que le mauvais qui va être là. Ça, c'est prouvé scientifiquement. Même tu as beau être gentil, tout ce que tu veux.
And the Tanya tells you no. Tanya tells you no.
I'll send them to some of my people then.
That everyone has, and I'm talking about Jewish people now.
Moi aussi.
But everyone has a really good part in them. Some is more hidden than others, but it's still there. All we need to do is awaken it and bring it out in them. So, let's start.
I want this book.
Which book? You want this book? I'm going to send you.
Book you were talking about.
There's a pasuk that the Tanya is based on, and that these two, the past chapter and this chapter, talks about. Hikarav elecha hadavar me'od beficha ubebacha la'asoto. Who knows what this means? Who knows what this pasuk? I wrote it in Hebrew. Because I expect you guys all to read Hebrew. Kikarav elecha hadavar me'od beficha ubelvavcha la'asoto. What does it mean?
La bonne chose est proche de toi.
Exactement.
Beficha dans ta bouche ou bilvavecha est dans ton cœur. Faire.
Exactement. It's very close to you. I'm just going to pause it.